when you are finding equivalent fractions, the denominators have a what? When you are finding equivalent fractions, you know that the denominators of both those fractions have a what? What is the word that I always use in class to show or to compare equivalent fractions? Wow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 people have they what? The 14 people have an idea of what it is. So I'm still waiting. You don't know? No? Everybody that got their hands raised. When you are finding an equivalent fraction, the denominators have a what? Relationship. Now let the whole class say it. When you are trying to find equivalent fractions, the denominators have a what? Relationship. Either you're going to sit at that desk and do the points the way you are supposed to, or you can give the job to somebody else, because there should be no reason to why you are walking around my class.
Me? No.
Have a seat.
I thought she was looking at
5, 4, 3, Amari, 2, in the chair. 1, thank you. So now that we know that the denominators have a relationship, let's fill in the next one, because this can also help us find equivalent fractions. When you can find equivalent fractions by, or should I say when you can find, excuse me, an equivalent fractions by multiplying and dividing what? What do we use to multiply and divide to find equivalent fractions? Oh, what do we use? Who remembers? Who remembers? Ooh, that's it? Nobody else? What do we multiply to fractions to get an equivalent fraction? How do we find that? What do we need to multiply and divide? Jerry?
A whole.
A whole what?
Fraction?
A whole fraction, class. You can find equivalent fraction by multiplying and dividing a what?
Whole fraction!
Whole fraction, alright? So keep that in mind. We're going to use that by solving, not that, B, alright? So we're going to go through this quickly, and then I'm going to go give you an example that you need to do on your own. Hurry up. So it says find an equivalent fraction to 2/3 using a number line, right? So if I have 2/3 here, which you can't even see because the marker is dry, right? And I need to draw a number line. What are my endpoints? What are my endpoints? I'm so glad that you turned around and looked at that camera, because you're paying attention to the camera more than you're paying attention to me. Focus up here. Understand? So, what are my endpoints and why? Did I say it correctly? What is my endpoint and why? So I see a lot of hands, but I don't see every hand. Max, what are my endpoints and why?
0 and 1.
My endpoints is 0 and 1. Can somebody explain to me why? Why? Well, actually, Max is answering the question, so let's go back to Max, because I definitely asked, what is my endpoint and why? So you said 0 and 1. Now answer my why.
Because 2 is smaller than 0.
Yes, but I need you to go deeper into the, way back when, when we was going over equivalent fractions. And I need you to tell me exactly what definition did I tell you about these fractions that you will always know to do 0 and 1 rather than 1 and 2 or 3 and 4. I see all of my level 4 thinkers here thinking right now, and I need everybody that's not raising their hands to work your way up to being that level 4 thinker. Alright? So if I have 2/3 here, Max said it's from 0 to 1, right? He know that 2 is less than 3, so he knows it's kinda, in between 0 and 1, but I need a 3rd grade definition. Like, give me that 3rd grade definition to why my endpoints is 0 and 1 and not anything else. Gasu?
Is that because 3/3 is equal to 1 whole?
3/3 is equal to 1 whole, but I want you to, again, put it in a definition that a 3rd grader would use to why 2/3 is in between 0 and 1. Who can tell me? That's it? Nobody remember? You're making me feel some type of way. You make me feel some type of way. At least smile. Who? I'll take that, but the whole class didn't hear you, so I want you to just speak up a little bit louder. And when you're done speaking, I need you to go throw out that gun. Go ahead. The whole class can hear you.
It's not a mixed fraction.
Y'all heard her?
No.
Yeah.
It's not a mixed fraction.
Y'all heard her?
No. a mixed fraction.
Y'all heard her?
No.
What louder?
No. Because it's not a mixed fraction.
Everybody, because it's not a what?
Mixed fraction.
It's not a mixed fraction. What is a mixed fraction compared to? What do we normally use mixed fractions for? What do we compare mixed fractions with? What can I change a mixed fraction to? Let me say that. What can I change a mixed fraction to? Cajun? Huh? Who? This we're trying to find equivalent fraction. But Elisa said a mixed fraction. It's not a mixed fraction. She's absolutely right. We know something about mixed fractions, that we know mixed fractions could never, ever, ever be in between 0 and 1. Why? Why are mixed fractions to be, I'm trying to get my thought process together. Why can't, there you go. Why can't mixed fractions be in between 0 and 1? I need you to sit in your seat properly though, because I'm going to like bypass you and not look at you because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Why can't mixed fractions be in between 0 and 1? I don't have more hands and I'm so confused to why. Because I only have a few level 4 thinkers. Majority of them are in this section right here. I need you to be a level 4 thinker. I need you to be a level 4 thinker. All of y'all on this side and on this side, I need you to be a level 4 thinker. Y'all know the answer to this question. And the fact that y'all know the answer to this question, when y'all hear it, y'all gonna be like, oh, shucks, son, dad, right? Everybody who got their hands raised, why can't mixed numbers be in between 0 and 1? I'm scared. I'm gonna stop y'all now. Put your hands down. First off, a mixed fraction does not have a numerator that is bigger than the denominator. So let me check you there. Second of all, if anybody heard what Bakari said, Bakari was actually correct. Bakari said that a mixed number is greater than 1 whole. That's why a mixed number cannot be in between 0 and 1. But a mixed number is the same thing. It just looks a little bit different. But it's the same thing as what? Because what else is bigger than 1 whole? What else is bigger than 1 whole? What other type of fraction is bigger than 1 whole? Dwayne. An improper fraction. We always change improper fractions to mixed numbers. Don't we always do that? Yeah. Yes, we do. So that's why we cannot put, that's why, that my endpoints is 0 and 1. So this is not a mixed number. This is not a mixed fraction. This is not an improper fraction. So this is why my endpoints is 0 and 1. Cool? So we got that out of the way, right? We understand why we started with 0 and 1, yes? Yes! Yes? Yes! So nasty, yes? Yes! I know Mari went to the bathroom and I know you're not minding your business. Everybody sit and take one. Let's go. Keep laughing. Keep screaming. Doing too much and we're going to go outside. Cool? Alright, so I need to plot 2/3 on the number line before I find the equivalent fraction to it. So what do I need to do to my number line to show that I need to show 2/3? There we go. What do I need to do to show 2/3? Micaiah.
You need to put 2 tick marks.
I need to put 2 tick marks to have how many spaces?
3.
I need to put 2 tick marks to have how many spaces?
3.
3, right? So I can label my number line now. So if I know that I have 3 spaces, my denominator is going to be what?
3.
So this is 0/3.
Boxes. 1/3. 2/3. 3/3. Boxes.
Now I'm going to put a dot on 2/3, but I need to show an equivalent fraction to 2/3. What am I doing to my number line? Am I going to draw another one?
No.
Am I going to draw another number line?
No.
Why am I not? There we go. Why am I not drawing another number line? I still still see the same hands, Sanasi? I can't hear you. I can, but why am I not going to? Who can help Sanasi out? Why am I not going to draw another number line to show an equivalent fraction? Why? Why don't I have to draw another number line? Jerry?
Because 3 is equivalent to something.
3? It's equivalent to something. You're on the right path, so I'm not going to tell you no that it's not right because you're on the right path.
Well, we need the right
But
word.
I want somebody to actually think back and tell me why am I not. First of all, we said it in the beginning of class, or better yet, we said it before we got to this slide. Why am I not? Why am I not going to draw another number line? Because I showed thirds, right? But I can use the same number line for a different fraction because I know what? I know what? I know what? Everybody put your hands down. Abigail, I know what? Why am I not going to draw another number line? Say that again.
You can extend that number line.
Are we going to extend the number line? So that means if I extend it, that means I'm adding more to it, right? So I'm going to, well, making it longer. So my endpoint won't be 1 anymore. I can take it to 2, 3, 4. That's what you mean by extend. Extend means we get longer, right? Am I making my number line any longer? Yes or no? Be sure. Yes or no? I'm going to make it longer. So when I make it longer, right? Is this going to help me find an equivalent fraction to 2/3?
No.
I'm talking to Abigail. Is this by me making my number line longer? Is it going to help me find an equivalent fraction to 2/3? So does my extending my number line won't work, right?
No.
It won't work, right? So what can I do? What can I do? What am I supposed to do to my number line in order for me to show an equivalent fraction? Why am I not drawing another number line to show equivalent fraction? Why am I not going to draw another number line, and why am I going to use the same one?
Oh.
Landon?
You have to draw a tick mark in between each.
My question to you before that was, why am I not drawing another number line? We said it in the last slide. Y'all need to pay attention. Well, I'm telling you, when you hear it, you're going to be like, oh. Nope, got to.
That is related to it.
The reason why I'm not going to draw another number line is because I know the fraction that I'm about to find has a relationship with the denominator, which is 3, right, Yusef? Yes? Which is 3. So now Landon just said I need to split my spaces in half in order for me to show that there's a fraction equivalent to 2/3, right? So split, 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 right? I split it now. So now let's count how many spaces I have.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So my new denominator in this case at the top, right? Because we're about to label the top, is going to be what?
6.
So now this is 0, 6, and I'm boxing it. Let's go.
1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 1/2.
Thank you, Caleb.
4, 6, 5, 6, 6, 6, 5, 6.
Now, can I answer the question?
Yes.
What fraction is equivalent to 2/3? What fraction is equivalent to 2/3? Class?
4, 6.
4 6 is equivalent to 2/3. Now I have a tricky question for you. You ready?
Yes.
What's another equivalent fraction on this number line besides 3 6 and 1/2?
Oh my God.
What's another equivalent fraction on this number line besides 3 6 and 2/2? Have a seat. You said 2 6 and who? What you said? another equivalent fraction? What's another equivalent fraction on this number line besides the 3/6 and the 1/2? We found 4 and 6 and 2/3. We know that 3/6 is equal to 1/2. What's another set of equivalent fractions on this number line? Cadence? 2/6 and 1/3. It's definitely equivalent fraction, right? Alright, so now I just wanted to see if you guys are paying attention, right, Arshani, to everything that was going on up at the board, right, Arshani? Right? So now, let's draw a picture to show 2/3 because there's different ways to show equivalent fractions. So here, I'm going to draw the picture, a picture. When I draw the other picture, is it going to be bigger or smaller? Is it going to be bigger or smaller?
Bigger.
When I draw a picture to show that 2/3 is equivalent to 4/6, am I going to draw a bigger? Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about. When I'm trying to compare them, is my picture going to be like that?
No.
Okay. Is my picture going to be like this?
No.
So what do I need to do?
The same size.
What do I need to do? When I redraw the same picture, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? I still see the same hands, same hands. Mariam, well, put your hands down. What do I need to do? I need to draw another picture that is the same size. Y'all both be quiet. Thank you very much. Right? Somewhat the same size, right? Try to make it as even as possible. Right? I'm going to split the first one into thirds. And I'm going to shade in 2/3. Yes?
Yes.
So this is 2/3. Right? And this is in a simple form because I can't simplify this. Why are you hearing it? Right?
Yes.
Landing, you're not paying attention. Now, I'm going to show this one. I'm going to also split this into thirds, right?
Yes.
But now, after I split it into thirds, I'm going to shade in what I shaded over here before. But then, I'm going to do something special to this picture. And I'm going to split this picture in half. And now, each part is a 6. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I know that there's 4, 6 shaded after I do that, right? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. And then I can multiply and divide, right? So what can I multiply to 2/3 that's going to give me 4/6? What can I multiply to 2/3 that's going to give me 4/6? And remember what we said earlier. When we are multiplying and dividing to find equivalent fractions, we multiply what kind of a fraction?
Whole fraction.
That was only a little bit of the class. When we are trying to find an equivalent fraction, by multiplying and dividing, we multiply and divide what?
Whole fraction.
Alright, so what whole fraction am I going to multiply by? Y'all need to sit up. I don't want to see nobody's elbows on the tables. I need you to sit up and act like a scholar, look like a scholar, like you go here. Like you go here. Thank you very much. Talia, what whole fraction am I going to multiply by?
2/3.
That's a whole fraction? 2/3 is a whole fraction. This is what a whole fraction looks like, right? We got 3/3, 6/6, you know, those are whole fractions. Which whole fraction am I going to multiply by? Put your hands down. Talia's using her brain. 4/6. Remember, whole fractions have the same numerator and the same denominator, right? So I need to multiply something here in order for me to get here. What am I going to multiply? How can I get from 2 to 4 and 3 to 6? By multiplying. You want to call on a friend? Y'all better put your hands down while she's thinking. I'm not going to say it again. You want to call on a friend? Go ahead, call on a friend. Two holes?
What?
If you want me to write 2 holes, my answer is technically going to be 4/2, which 4 halves is 2 holes. There you go. said that the denominator is the same as the numerator, or the numerator rather is the same as the denominator, what is my fraction going to be? So confused over this half thing right now. 2 halves. Right? I'm going to multiply by 2 halves, right? Because I know that 2 times 2 is 4 and 3 times 2 is 6, right? And I can also check my work to actually see if it's true. I can do 2/3, excuse me, I wrote that 3, all types of sloppy. 2/3, right? And I'm going to have 4 6, and what do we use to check our work? Who remembers? What do we use to check our work? Wow! Look at these hands. Look at my level 4 thinkers. Sit up. Wow! Look at my level 4 thinkers. I still got a few hands that's not too sure. You want a level 3 right now? I need you to raise up to a level 4. Go ahead. You level 4 thinkers in here, right, Abaya? What do we use to check our work with fractions? Class? Cross multiply! Come on, level 4s. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. It needs to cross multiply. So, if we're cross multiplying, right? 3 times 4 is 12. 6 times 2 is 12. They're the same, right? Yes. That means they're equivalent, right? Yes. Good. Copy this down, and after you copy this down, I'm going to give you a fraction that you need to do on your own. I want a number line for it. I want a picture for it. And I want you to multiply for it or divide. And I want you to check your work. So when I asked again why we need to use the same number line for equivalent fractions, you're going to say, what are Shani? They have a what? That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. Go get one. You done? That means you're not paying attention. You're supposed to be copying down the work on the board. No, I'm talking to the class. I just want you to wake up. You up now? Hurry up and get up into the point and have a seat. 5, 4, 3, 2. Thank you. Thanks, Dwayne, for sitting in stage 1, showing me that you are done. Thank you, Anaya, for sitting in stage 1 and showing me that you are done. I would say thank you to you, but your chin on the table is not stage 1, so push your seat in just a little bit. You know what I mean? Come on, hey, educated, but your book is closed. Thank you for sitting in stage 1 and showing me that you are done. Thank you, Sanasi. The rest of you over there, you are going to get kicked out again if you do not sit down and do what you are supposed to do. So this is your last warning. Have a seat. 10, 9, 8, 7, go ahead, Nia. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. to see my scholars. You know, the ones that I teach every day. Just waiting for those scholars, right, Sanasi?
Can I go fix myself in the bathroom? No.
Instead of calling out of my bathroom. So I want you to find an equivalent fraction to. I can't even see that. Step 1. Step 2. I need you to find an equivalent fraction to 1/4 using a number line, and then I want you to use a picture, multiply and divide, and then I want you to check your work with the cross multiplication. I'm going to give you like 3 minutes to do it, and when you are done, I need you to sit in stage 1, because when you are sitting in stage 1, you are allowing me to know that you are done so I can come and check your work. Let's go.
Can you please stop hitting my chair?
Step 1, Mohammed.
It's her. She hitting my chair.
What did I tell you about raising your voice in my class?
Can you please tell her to
What
stop?
did I tell you about raising your voice in my
Can you
class?
please tell her to stop hitting my
Okay,
chair?
let's go. Push your chair in. Your chair is too far out in her direction anyway. You need to, no, but it's okay. Let's go. Come on.
It's not fixing me.
It's not. But you need to sit properly. Let's go.
I am.
No, now you are. Thank you.
That's how I was doing it in the first place. I was doing it in the first place. How?
Damn, I'm done.
Stop kicking his chair.
What?
Who are you talking to?
I didn't kick his chair.
Yes, you did.
Come on, get it.
You're done. Do your work. Let's go.
See, he pushing his chair on.
Nobody cares.
Exactly. The doofus.
Who is that?
The fire.
Step 1. Step 2. Step 1. No, actually that's step 2. Let's go. So get a 0 for this portion since you don't know how to do it. Push your seat in. I'm not playing. Do it.
You definitely know it. You definitely know it.
I see that some of your pictures are not the same. So try to make them look the same as possible. Not too big, not too small. The same. Am I playing with you?
Face of the hat. Why don't you draw it? Draw another one.
You got all this space. You let that out. You start to know people so we start.
One of any piece. Like saying one watermelon with the same as one pencil. Different things.
Step 3. Step 2. Good. You're working your way out the door. Stop talking in my class. If that has nothing to do with what is going on at that board, you have nothing to say to myself or Miss A. You're not speaking. At all. Do your work. There's no but. There's no do your work. Where's your picture? God bless you. Where your letter? When I see stage 1, then I know you are ready and you are done. This is your pictures? Where your pictures? Okay, next time when you are trying to compare something, try to put it on the same side. Got it? So if you drew that there,